I've called this video dealing with algae, not eliminating it, because I certainly don't know how to eliminate it. Haven't worked it out yet. If you know, please leave some comments down below and we'll work it out together. But yeah, right. So I've worked out how to control it and how to deal with it, but definitely not eliminate. So I'll show you a couple of little tips how I get by, and I've just accepted that algae is a part of my garden as well. And look at that. Even though these things have been, prone to a bit of algae, look at the results. Beautiful. Now look over here. I'll show you how not to grow seedlings in regards to when you break off the grow cubes. Don't break them off into single pieces, because you can see what happened there, right? The algae is just so much surface area around that. The algae's just attached itself and grown all over it, and it's now smothered that plant from any oxygen whatsoever. And you can see in here, if I show you, so I planted that and that together. Look at that. Two little dill, or two dill, one tiny little one, and this one here planted at the same time. Look at the difference, because this one has just been smashed with algae. Can't breathe, poor little bugger. So what I can do with that is I'll just wash it off under the tap and just manipulate all the algae off there, and that'll actually start growing again. So not a drama at all. So yeah, a little experiment going on there. You can see that the algae is definitely winning. Another tip is when you do grow your seedlings, I'll just grab some seedlings down here, or some grow cubes. Don't break them off, like I said before. Just leave them in a pack. So what do we got here? 4 by 6. So there's 24 if you want to grow-ish, you know. Don't break them off. Just put all your little seeds in there and leave them connected. And the result will be like this. So it comes in a nice little batch. And you can see there's only algae on the outside. Hang on, I'm just going to set my camera up down on the ground here for a second. And you can see here, if I cut this open a little bit, and I'll just take off one of these center bits here. Here's one from the center, and I'll show you the comparison of what it, oh geez, little Mizuna's just, now look at that. They were planted at the same time, and there's no algae on the outside of that. There's a little bit at the top, but that's because it's only a little bit, because the light is sort of not being able to penetrate down through that massive big canopy there. But then all these individual ones, yeah, they're just been absolutely hammered. Another little tip is when you water your seedlings, try not to drown them too much. Sorry about the camera wobbling here. Try not to drown them too much, because the algae will start to build up. But you can see here, I've kind of kept these ones a little bit drier at the top. I've put a couple of bigger holes in down here so they drain quicker. And there's less algae. There still is a little bit of algae, but I've got a fair bit around at the moment. I'll give you a good example, a really good example of how the light, when here, have a look in here, okay, so because the hole's been blocked off there, the light can't penetrate through that dill. See if I've got a spare hole around here. Have a look in here, you can see, hang on, get over there. You can see in here we've got some algae built up just inside here. Oh, trying to get to it. That's because I haven't had anything in that hole at all, so the light's just penetrated down through there. Then if we look at the one beside it, there shouldn't be, oh yeah, look at that, hardly anything in there at all. And even that's only a little plant, because the light hasn't really been able to go in there because the basket's in there. And then something like this. Yeah, look at that. There's just no algae in there whatsoever. So the way to beat it is to reduce the light. Well, there you go. Hopefully you don't get too much algae at your place, but if you do, don't be worried about it. Just use them little tips to control it. That's all you can do, and just accept that it's there. Because like I said, look at the quality of these plants, and they have been prone to a fair bit of algae. All right, cheers.